Okay, so hey guys, it's Plot-A-Lot here with another My Hero Academia What If video, and today we're going to be doing What If Deku was born with an RPG quirk. Now, we're going to do it using some RPG base stats. So his RPG base stats are his HP, which is basically how much damage he can take before he starts to get injured, his accuracy, which is how accurate he is when he's throwing punches, when he's throwing objects, etc. Stamina, which is how much energy he has, so how long can he run for, how much can he continue to fight for, how long can he continue to fight for, his speed, which is obviously just how fast he is, his agility, which is how agile he is, how much he can move around, how agile he can move around, can he do flips, can he start doing mid-air rolls, things like that, stealth, which is just how silently he can move, how unnoticeable his presence can be if he wants it to be, how well he is at hiding, charisma, which is how good his social interaction skills are, obviously that starts off pretty low, intelligence, which is how smart he is, how much he knows, so how much he can continue to recall, how good at problem solving he is, so on and so forth. So those are the stats we're going to be using for this, and we're going to say that Deku does not manifest his quirk from birth, so his childhood remains pretty much the same, and that gives us a nice start with the premise of everything happening the exact same until Deku gets ambushed by the sludge villain in the tunnel. So as soon as this happens, Deku is panicking. He's panicking hard. This is the first time he's ever been in a properly dangerous situation in his life. Now, Deku gets a little thing in the corner of his eye. Now, he's wondering, what is this? It's a little icon. He's thinking, am I hallucinating? Have I started to die already? I mean, I know I'm gonna die, but I didn't think it would happen this fast. He looks at it, and he notices it starts to expand, and it says, "Welcome to the RPG player." Now, Deku's really confused. He's played a few RPG games. He's a little nerd. So he's thinking, is this some sort of joke? Have I already died and this is how God is playing a trick on me after making me quirkless? Now he thinks it's funny to go ahead and make fun of the fact that I'm a nerd and put me back in the same situation. But Deku realizes he's still feeling the pain. Next thing you know, he starts to see a little pop-up in front of his eyes. HP leveled up. Stamina leveled up. HP leveled up. Stamina leveled up. And finally, level 2 achieved. His stamina and HP stats had been rapidly increasing from trying to escape and from being damaged by the sludge villain. Deku leveled up to level 2. This restored all of his stats and boosted them by a few levels, so any damage Deku had taken up to this point healed. Also, all of his stats had increased, all the ones except for stamina and HP as well, including them, had been increased, so his speed, his agility, his stealth, his strength, they'd all been increased up to this point. Deku had gained the strength to start to resist as a result. Deku levels up to level 3, continuing to resist, boosting his stamina and strength stats, his HP stat increasing as well. Deku's strength stat finally gets high enough that after he reaches level 4, he can finally start to resist the sludge villain somewhat. Now, by this point, All Might appears from around the corner, "I am here," and busts away the villain with a punch. Deku doesn't pass out this time, as his stamina stat is high enough that he doesn't completely get knocked out by it, but it does level him up to level 5 and increase his stamina and his HP as a result of the wind pressure nearly knocking him out. All Might, thanks to Deku, still drops the sludge villain bottle as Deku clings on to All Might, having a breakdown about how his quirk just manifested and he doesn't know what to do. He's standing there talking to All Might with his back facing towards him, and he's just crying out that I don't know what I'm doing here. I have this new thing in front of my eyes. I don't know if I'm alive or dead. I think I'm going insane. Who manifests their quirk at this age? Everybody else already got it when they were a kid, and I just got mine. I don't know how to use it. Do you think I can still be a hero? Now, at this point, All Might transforms back to his weak form. All Might, having had an injury, is weak, and fighting the sludge villain really took a bit out of him. He's not ready for this. He's knocked down by the fact that he had to, fight the sludge villain, and he's out of time for the day. And All Might, he looks back at Deku and he says, kid, I don't know if you can become a hero, but I don't think you can. You've got to be strong. That villain nearly took you out. If I hadn't come, it would have. You did a good job resisting, but kid, your quirk isn't powerful enough to take down that small fry. Then what can you do? Do I think you'll ever be able to be a hero? Maybe not. This crushed Deku. Deku looked All Might in the eyes, tears flowing out, and he thought to himself, if my idol says that I can't be a hero, then can I ever? He was really unsure at this point, but as he looked All Might in the eyes, he noticed a little pop-up come out the side. And in that pop-up was a box, and the box said Toshinori Yagi, age, and it mentioned his age. It mentioned a bunch of statistics, his strength statistic being incredibly high, as well as his speed and agility, but the actual stat showed, in brackets, was a lot lower. It showed a picture of his body, and it showed a little red spot on his chest. And before All Might could go ahead and start explaining his injury, Deku simply said, "Do you have an injury in your chest, All Might? What happened? Was it the fight with Toxic Chainsaw?" All Might explains the fight with All For One, and how he was damaged beyond repair by that, and no modern medicine can heal him. And just as they were getting into that conversation, they hear a bang from the distance. It's the sludge villain. All Might checks his pocket, not there. Deku rushes towards the scene. He doesn't have any regrets rushing towards the scene. He's got a quirk, and he knows that All Might just be a bit depressed about his injury. He doesn't mean it, or at least Deku hopes. His hope is still there. He's ready. He's got a quirk now. He can do something this time. He already managed to resist that villain a little bit. It's not All Might's fault that he doesn't realize that his quirk is still developing. His quirk, it's new, and his quirk grows. That's the whole point of an RPG character, isn't it, Deku thinks. He runs there, and by the time he gets there, he's not even tired, really. His stamina stat's gone strong enough that he really isn't that tired from getting there. He goes ahead and levels up to about level 8 by the time he gets there. From just the run there, down a couple city blocks, he's gotten to level 8. The charisma from the outpouring of emotions means that Deku can kind of analyze the situation a little bit better. He sees Bakugo, and he's thinking, oh god, this is my fault. And he instinctively runs towards the villain, dodging the attacks, leveling up his agility. Deku throws his bag, hitting the villain in the eyes and leveling his accuracy up, and reaching level 9 as a result. Deku tries to pull Bakugo out by his arm, and almost succeeds but gets shoved away by the sludge villain. His HP levels up, and Deku reaches level 10. Deku's heads-up display asks him a question. What stat would you like a boost in? Deku picks strength, thinking of All Might. All Might's strong. All Might can save people. I want to be like All Might. I want to be strong. I want to be able to save everyone. Deku feels a ripple of strength go through his body. He feels his muscles grow, and he gets noticeably more toned. His clothes feel quite a bit tighter, and they're a bit shorter now as he's grown a bit as well. Deku sees an option to use skills pop up in the corner of his heads-up display as he continues to struggle. Skill, Mighty Pull. Deku decides, let's try this out. Deku grabs onto Bakugo and says, skill, Mighty Pull out loud. His heads-up display responds, skill used, Mighty Pull. Activating, and Bakugo is flung out of the sludge villain backwards and into the air, landing on his back. The sludge villain's confused. The bystanders are confused. The pro heroes are confused. All Might watching from the back is confused, but Deku's energy is depleted by this move. He falls to the ground. All of his strength's used up. He used up all of his energy trying to pull Bakugo out and on the run there, and the grabbing onto All Might in a previous encounter with the sludge villain, and his energy has been depleted. That's the one stat that's only partially restored by the levels up, and Deku is scared now. He's got his quirk, and he's afraid that he's going to lose it all just in that moment, just after finally proving to the world that he was useful. He's going to lose that whole opportunity that he's just gained, and he's not ready for that. But out of the corner of his eye, he sees something. He sees All Might jump in and one-shot the villain. The sludge villain is sent flying by the gigantic torrent of air swirling around in the square that they stand in. The weather changes. It starts to rain. Deku feels the raindrops land on his head as he looks up and sees All Might, fist in the air, everyone cheering, and he thinks to himself, now I've got a quirk. That could be me someday. Huh. And he passes out. In that moment, a smile on his face. His friend's safe. He has a quirk. He got saved by his all-time favorite hero, and he's glad. And he passes out, blacking out until the next part. Alright, so that's the end of this part. Let me know what you guys think. I tried to take a little spin on a bunch of like RPG animes that are there and add a few of my own little twists in, but I think it works pretty well. I mean, Deku levels up pretty fast in this, because I feel like if he levels up too slow, then it'll mean that he would kind of get a bit like, oh, well, this quirk's useless anyway. So I tried to make the quirk pretty decent, because I feel like a lot of you guys quite like it when the quirks are quite powerful. So I've tried my best to incorporate that, but I do like to give my characters a bit of a struggle when I storytell. So sorry about my voice. I have a bit of a cold if you can't tell, but the new microphone hopefully makes it sound still better than before. So yeah, hopefully it wasn't too noticeable and didn't make the video much worse. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment on how you thought about it, and like if you have any suggestions, you know, if you want to see more videos, then subscribe. You get them in the notification feed if you click the little bell thingy. So yeah, with that, I am going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, bye guys.